Hello, ladies and gentlemen, to our second episode of Warm Yogurt on Your Back. I am Xavier.
And I'm Mr. J.
He seems so happy. Have you noticed that? Anyway, so today's topic, what are we discussing, Mr. J?
Well, today's topic is going to be... I know Xavier hates this.
I absolutely hate it.
Our topic today is going to be video games.
Video games, okay. So
Start us off, Xavier.
I'm not really sure what to say. Once again, there's a multitude of topics you can talk about when it comes to video games. You can talk about the nostalgia of... Fuck, let's go straight Final Fantasy VII.
By far the pinnacle of fucking video games.
Okay, but yet they're making a remake of it.
Which is
and
fine.
it's supposed to be better.
Which is fine, because today's graphics are obviously far superior.
Oh, absolutely.
But you gotta figure, for the time that Final Fantasy VII was released, it had the primo soundtrack. It had the most fucking spectacular storyline. Lovable characters. Even the villain was lovable. I mean, everything. The gameplay, graphics, cutscenes. I mean, it's beautiful. You're hard pressed to find a game that can even hold a candle to it for the time period.
Right. I mean, I am actually not a fan of the other Final Fantasies, except for maybe the latest one, if I was able to get into it. But
well, eight I could get into because it kept a very similar style to 7. The story was okay. It wasn't as engaging as 7. I didn't fall in love with the characters the way I did with 7. But after that, they started changing up the gameplay style. And yes, the graphics increased, the sound quality increased. All that's beautiful in its own way. I can't knock that. It's just, the game itself didn't engage me the way 7 did.
When you say they changed up the gameplay style, are you talking about the story arcs or the actual battle mechanics?
No, the battle mechanics, the time-based battling, it just they changed that all up, and I mean they brought it back a little bit when they did 12. And 12 I enjoyed for what it was. Like I said, I'm stuck on 7 every which way. 12 was good because they had that good turn base, but when they changed up the magic styling, and where you had to draw magic from your enemies instead of the materia orbs and growing the materia, and you were growing your character literally, and it just kind of it took something away from it. It made me just not feel as engaged. I mean, with 7, like you could name all your characters, even your summons. You know, it was great. You know, you're fighting in a party with a bunch of your friends that, because you got to name them your friends' names. And it was funny that every one of them actually kind of resembled the person in a way.
So I can honestly tell you the Barret reminds me of my brother Terry in almost every way.
Yeah, I mean but yeah, I mean you're gonna get me on like this huge tangent about this game because
that's fine.
I'm like uber in love with this game, like cream your jeans in love with this game.
I found your hook. That's why I brought it up.
I mean, like, I'm actually tempted to go dig my PlayStation 1 out and play this all over again. All, like, 273 hours of it. All over again. Like, I've got nothing better to do. Oh, wait, I'm unemployed. I've got nothing better to do.
Get up to level 99, doing 99,000 or 9,999 damage each hit, to where you don't need summons, and yet you do it anyway.
Well, yeah, like the limit breaks.
Yep.
I would purposely get hit just to get the limit breaks. So, but I mean, if you want to go nostalgic, though, I mean, nothing quite beats breaking out the Atari.
My mother, when they originally bought me an Atari, and it was great. It was fantastic. We had this this suitcase. It looks like a briefcase, briefcase that she put games in, and we got to the point where we had like 3 freaking briefcases, and it also I started noticing a pattern when I was a little kid where I stopped playing the Atari just to watch my mother play the Atari. She was a god gamer in the early 80s. It was insane.
Yeah, that's how my mom was too. She was like the fucking shit at Pac-Man. Mm-hmm. Like you couldn't I could never beat her fucking high score. It was ridiculous. I always felt like such a tool because I could never beat my mom at Atari.
My mom wasn't a Pac-Man person. She was more of a, I think it was Pitfall, and there was a Starship game.
Space Invaders?
No, it wasn't Space Invaders. That was
Zaxxon.
Nope.
Yar's Revenge.
Nope. It was
Missile Command?
Nope. It was
Asteroids.
Nope.
Dude, you're killing me here.
Well, I don't remember what it was. It was just, but it was, she was fucking amazing at it. Like, her hand-eye coordination was off the charts.
Well, most women are actually better at hand-eye coordination than men.
Right, but I don't know, it felt, I loved it, but at the same time I hated it, because you're a kid, you want to play it, but at the same time, you're sitting there watching your mom become a god, and you're like...
And you're just sitting there in a state of awe, like, how the fuck is this possible?
Mm-hmm. Well, not only that, but as I understand it, in that game, there was no end. You kept going until you died.
Well, that's how Atari... That was the beauty of Atari, is there really wasn't an end to very many games. Like, Space Invaders. Those sons of bitches were going so fast, it was ridiculous.
Right.
But it never ended.
But, well, do you think that do you feel that and the gaming industry of today has changed? Like, maybe that's a bad thing? Or is there a replayability still to our brand new work?
Oh, no, there's definitely a replayability. I mean, the people of our age group feel that need for the nostalgic reunions. There's nothing like getting back in touch with a friend that moved out of state 20 years later. And you come over, you sit down, you have a couple of beers, you break out the Atari or the Nintendo and play Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, and just catch up on. It's like you pick up where you left off 20 years ago.
Yeah.
There's definitely a nostalgic value to those old video game systems. And those old video game systems, they laid the groundwork for all of us gamers now.
Do you feel that, do you lean more towards a role-playing game where you got to build your stuff, your character, everything like that? Or do you like the more linear storyline where the character is who he is or she is and you just go through it?
Well, it kind of, whatever my mood grabs me that day. I mean, currently I'm playing 3 different games. Just because some days I wake up and I really want to play an RPG. Some days I just want to wake up and shoot shit. Some days I just want to play like a stupid kid game. It really depends on how I feel that day.
So, do you know what goes on in the industry nowadays when it comes to indie developer gamers versus the big AAA games development companies?
Honestly, no, I don't have a fucking clue.
There's a thing called I don't know if it's Greenlight anymore, but it's on Steam. And basically, you're an indie developer and you create a game, you can have it possibly get voted to where it comes onto sale for Greenlight for Steam. Once again, I don't remember if it's still Greenlight. They canceled something and then created another one, which is the same damn thing. But the big controversy is that a lot of these indie developers, they're doing bullshit. They're going to the Unity store, which the Unity engine, you know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
And they're using pre-made assets. Like what I do whenever I create a scene, I can go to Unity and sell that scene, and people will buy that, and they will put that in their game, and they'll say, I made that, therefore give me money.
Yeah, that's just fucking laziness.
I absolutely agree with you, but that is the big thing, and it's very much becoming a toxic environment for gamers nowadays.
I mean, just like in our last conversation with the music industry, it's basically the same fucking thing, where you take all of your originality and you build something and you put it out there, and then you see that someone else already did all the work.
Right.
So, you know what? Let me have that. And you pay me for doing nothing.
Well, it's even worse than that. They deliberately package it as if they did it in every way, lying to customers over and over again.
Well,
and these people, I kid you not, these people make hundreds of $1,000s a year on a one-man studio.
Do you know what? That is actually fueled by the consumer.
Absolutely agree.
Because me personally, when I buy a video game, because video games are so fucking expensive nowadays, I research the living shit out of that video game. I want to know who the developer is. I want to know what game engine they're using. I want to know what the characters are. I want to know that fucking character before I start playing that character. Like, I get into detail. I don't want to waste my fucking money. I don't know how many times I dropped $60 on a game to beat it within 6 hours, take it back to GameStop 6 hours later, and they give me $3 for it. Fuck that.
Oh, no. I agree. They've been GameStop has been ripped.
I want a game that I could sit down and play for 273 fucking hours. And then turn around and start a new fucking file and play it for another 273 hours as a different character.
I've been stuck on Dragon Age these past couple months. I've never beaten it. Dragon Age Inquisition. It's not the best game out there, but I keep replaying it, starting all over and over again with new characters, and I can't seem to shake it. But the game that gets me, that just, no matter what, just sticks to me, is Fight Night.
Well, I mean, I'm like that with Diablo.
Yeah.
Any of the 3 Diablos, I've picked up and played over and over and over again, just picked a different class. Even the same class and just build it differently. Those are the kind of games that I want to play. Those are the kind of games that we need out there, because even games like Fallout, especially like Fallout, because your decisions in the game determine what quests are going to be available later. It helps your decision-making skills. It makes you make the right choice in the game for the proper outcome. It actually teaches you something about how to deal with life, and it has a great entertainment value. Because knowing that if you kill this person, you won't be able to unlock this achievement. Or you kill this person, you can't access this building. You know, that's the kind of shit that we need out there, because it entertains you, but it also feeds your fucking brain.
Yep, I agree with that.
And I mean, there's some games that you just gotta be dumbed down and play. Sometimes you just need that release. Like, I don't know how many nights I just sat down, turned on Fallout, and I literally ran around for 12 hours just shooting people in the face. Just for shits and giggles. You know, sometimes you just need that release.
Yeah, it's kind of like all Call of Duty players.
Well, no, fuck Call of Duty players.
That's what I'm saying. You just said
they're 12-year-olds and 40-year-old virgins living in their fucking mom's basements that don't do anything except roll out of bed, jerk off, turn on the video game, and troll the shit out of anybody and fucking kill them with the cheesiest fucking methods possible. Fuck you, all of you. You fucking online gamers with Call of Duty, fuck you all. I'm sorry. I got my first taste of that shit playing Marvel vs. Capcom online. I put my fucking headset in. I thought I was the shit at this game. I get online. Dude, 13 seconds. This motherfucker has me whooped. All 3 of my characters. And I hear laughing on the other end. It's a fucking 12-year-old kid. Fuck you.
You're a bit salty.
A bit salty? That is some bullshit. You know what? I'm sorry. Like I said, even unemployed, I still got shit to do. But I take my time for my video games. But these motherfuckers must dedicate from awake to asleep playing this shit.
Yeah.
I don't fucking get it. So I am publicly stating, fuck all of you online Call of Duty people.